Fit for Life Radio, episode number 102. Your host, I'm Gary.
I'm William.
And we're here.
We're ready.
You're hearing this right after Halloween.
Yeah.
We're recording this on Friday, right before Halloween.
We're going to act like Halloween just happened.
Mm-hmm. And Halloween has, in a way, become the official kickoff of the overindulgence season.
The holiday season, which for most people that starts at Halloween and ends at New Year's.
Yep.
New Year's Eve, New Year's.
Where it's kind of like, you know what? It's Halloween. I'm going to have 37 fun size
Snickers bars,
Reese's cups. And we can start to rationalize it, right? And then less than a month away.
Thanksgiving, baby.
Thanksgiving. And
Arguably the best of the holidays.
After Thanksgiving, we'll eventually have, Christmas and all the other holidays around that time.
Yeah, and how many work Christmas parties do you have, and family Christmas parties, and
then New Year's?
Yeah, and then New Year's, and so.
And what happens is we
check
out once we hit those Snicker bars.
Halloween hits, and you're like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna go for it, and nothing matters.
What's the point, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is, Halloween was one day,
one single day.
And then you have about 28 days until
Thanksgiving,
one day. But so there's 4 weeks in between.
Yeah.
But we can almost, a lot of times, shut off. And then we say, because it's all or nothing, right? We stop exercising.
Mm-hmm.
We start making not great decisions with our everyday nutrition. Maybe 27 fun-sized Snicker bars on Halloween turns into 2 or 3 every day going forward as it rolls into Thanksgiving, and then we know Christmas, but we end up turning these entire months into a holiday season with our exercise and eating habits.
Yeah.
And again, we perpetuate that on, off, all or nothing. Because if we're going to have a little bit of this stuff or these few days, man, what's the point of doing any?
Yeah, whatever. I'll just do everything after the new year.
Mm-hmm.
That's what ends up happening. I'll start working out again later, or I'll start my diet back up later. And I mean, we know how that doesn't work very well. And generally, people will gain a little bit of weight over the holidays. You're not putting on 15 pounds over the holidays, most likely. That's not a challenge either. Don't try to do it. But generally, when we gain weight over the holidays, most people are not going to lose that.
Yeah.
Come the next year.
You could gain 2 pounds, hardly noticeable. But the reality of what's happening, this is what we want to help people have a mindset of. You have to drop the extreme, I'm going to lose 30 pounds or, because really what happens, we don't gain 30 pounds overnight either.
No.
We gain something every holidays we gain 2 pounds and then don't lose it. From the time we're 30 to 45, 2 pounds a year over 15 years.
That's 30 pounds.
That's 30 pounds.
Yeah. And that's not a lot. I mean, 2 pounds per year is not a lot of weight.
So
all things considered.
The reality is if you just dial back, maybe you're not going to make it to the gym the max time you normally can, or you're just not motivated to, but you don't want to pause it.
Yeah. Keep up your base level. It might be just twice a week. Maybe you go 4 times a week right now. And you're like, okay, if I make it 2 times a week because I know that things are a little bit busier during the holidays or your kids have more activities or whatever, then 2 days a week is still great. You're still keeping the habit alive, and that's going to benefit you a lot. And I think for most people, working out's a keystone habit, and we've touched on this in other episodes, but that will generally kind of cascade other habits. Generally when we work out, we're going to eat a little bit better. It's not going to be perfect, and it's not going to, overhaul your nutrition, but we generally make better decisions when we do, train consistently. Mm-hmm. So that can be just very helpful in and of itself, with you not completely falling off the boat.
Yeah. And you almost have to get out of the mindset that there's a holiday season and then we associate inactivity and gluttony with that season.
Yeah, because it's cold, and then it's warm inside, and you don't want to go out and do things, and there's warm, tasty food, and yeah, like it's when you wrap it up like that, you're like, damn, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
I just want to stay home and eat.
And the reality is there's just holidays.
Days.
You know, you have Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas,
We'll even say Christmas and Christmas Eve because those are celebrated technically.
New Year's.
It's 5 days.
Those 5 days.
5 days
you could
instead
do
of 2 full months.
whatever you want on those days.
Yeah.
And if you keep your activity at some baseline level, you know, keep your nutrition habits intact. And again, remember, great nutrition habits is not 100% Spartan.
No.
You know, we've gone back. We've even done some episodes where we just review studies on it. And, you know, more of an 80-20 approach is going to be best for most people. So it's not like you ever have to say no to everything anyways
No.
as your baseline approach. But you don't want to flip the 80-20, right? You don't want that what was 80%, you know, whole, unprocessed foods, some structure, some planning to become 80%
Whatever.
no planning, no structure, whatever you want. That's really what you want to defend against.
Yeah. And that's the hard part, you know, because we're bombarded with even more stuff than normal in the holiday seasons, I feel. Like with food and drinks and, you know, Starbucks has all of their special drinks, which they always have those, but like the holiday seasons and warm drinks and all of that, like it just makes it even worse and harder.
Yeah.
And the expectation that this is just what you do during the holidays. Like most people just think like, yeah, like we do a lot of eating and we gain the holiday weight and come January, then it's time to lose it. Like it's just a really not beneficial mindset that, you know, I guess most people seem to have.
And one good thing to start thinking of is instead of, you know, we normally, and you'll see all these articles come out, how to eat on Thanksgiving, you know, pick the white breast meat,
Oh, God.
skip the pie and have a cherry,
Just a cherry.
just a cherry. Instead of a cherry pie,
And then jump off of your roof.
have a cherry. And,
Jesus.
you know what? Don't take that approach.
Nah,
Don't try and
I
see-
am not
or
a fan of
know
that
how you'll
approach.
see, or you'll be guilty of doing it yourself, where you almost want to let everyone know that you eat well.
Yeah.
So while you're at Thanksgiving dinner, you're avoiding stuff.
You're like flexing.
You know what? Worry about the other 29 days that month.
Yeah. Those are what matter.
Focus on what you should be eating and how to, you know, do things then. You're not going to be able to do but so much damage
In one day.
in one day.
No.
On the grand scheme of what we're talking about, decades.
And like on Thanksgiving, like enjoy your grandma's pie. You know what I mean? Like or whatever it is, because holidays like that are also like very social experiences too. And you know, you're around your family and friends, and that's generally the more important part is just being able to enjoy your time with them. And food, like it or not, is part of our culture and all of that. And you know, so those are days where like, yeah, eat whatever, have a great time. I'm not saying eat 10,000 calories and
Yeah.
kill yourself.
But the bigger issue is if Monday through Friday, or well, Thanksgiving
Monday through Wednesday.
but your other weeks, your other days, you're waking up with I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna have coffee, and then I'm gonna grab this
Have some
bear
Pop-Tarts.
claw, you know, on the run.
Yeah.
And then I don't eat anything in between and just snack on Doritos, no meals. Oh, and now it's dinner time and all this food's in my house and I'm starving and I'm ordering a pizza and eating 4 ice cream sandwiches. Like, that's the eating. That's the problem. It's
Yeah.
not when you have
It's not the holiday.
dark meat turkey and pie.
And
on
mashed
Thanksgiving.
potatoes.
Yeah. Oh, mashed potatoes with cream and
Ooh.
butter in them.
God, I love a good mashed
That's
potato.
all one day, one meal, 1 or 2 meals. It's,
That will never break your bank.
Yeah.
One day will not change a thing.
well, let's even break it back. Because, I mean, if you ate Thanksgiving style one day a week, every week, that's going to be a problem, right?
For sure.
But we're stepping back. We're talking,
One day a month.
well, let's even be more generous. Say there's 10 days, right? Like, there's 7 holidays and a birthday or whatever, and couple. But anyways, yeah, it's 10 days out of the year, out of 365.
Yeah.
That's not going to
Such
be
a
the
small
issue.
percentage.
It's the other days where you overlook any important, but you eat like you're on vacation on regular every day.
Yes. And that's an issue.
We all know vacation eating. It's you have no plan, flying by the seat of your
Nothing.
pants. You get what you want. But the reality is that's how most people are eating
Every day.
every day.
Like they live their lives in vacation mode, which you just can't. Mm-hmm. You can't do it.
You have to be able to have your structure, your plan that you know works, and be able to have those guardrails and stick to it.
Yeah. I think one big thing with a lot of holiday eating is like leftovers get people too. Like Thanksgiving, usually you go to your family function and someone's like, here, take all of this food home. Or if you have it at your house, you're even in a rougher spot. So that's a place where you can make an improvement. Because if you take leftovers, like you're probably going to eat the leftovers, for 1 to 4 days afterwards. So a decent way of framing it is really enjoy that day, but don't take all the cakes and mashed potatoes and all of that for the 4 days following, because then you're setting yourself up for 5 days straight of eating.
And again, have your guardrails. We talked about before. Know your green light, yellow light, red light foods.
Absolutely.
If lean protein is something you don't go hog wild on and helps you manage things, well, ask to take the extra turkey.
Yeah.
And if pies you easily overeat, like most people,
then probably don't take the pie.
Don't volunteer to take the pie, or be the one that volunteers to take it and then you just go throw it away.
That's a whole nother issue, man.
It's okay. You're not a garbage disposal, right?
Yeah.
You are a human being that needs a certain amount of energy, aka calories. There's no point to just stuff yourself with more. And if you are going to do that, then know that you have to have times of famine to balance out stuffing yourself. So look at it for what it is, which is entertainment.
Yeah.
If you get a ticket to the amusement park, like you don't then go and try and like stay. Well, you might actually. Some people might go for like 18 hours but you get the idea, right? Like if you look at that kind of eating as entertainment and you're invested like that, and the fun part is over, which it shouldn't be just about the food. Like Will said, it's also about the people and the experience. Well, once all that's done, it's done.
Yeah, that's it.
And just lump the pie in as part of that experience.
And then, people get really uncomfortable with like feeling like they're wasting food. And I'm not saying to like, throw away literally everything, but realize that just because it's there doesn't mean you have to eat it. Just because someone made it doesn't mean you have to eat it, as bad as that might make you feel.
And think about this. A good way to always frame it is,
if you know me, you know I'm always on the run, up early and home late. So having a 3-hour morning routine isn't really in the cards for me. What is in the cards is AG1. It's a fast way to get vitamins and minerals I need to perform. I first gave AG1 a try because I wanted a single solution that helps support my entire body by filling in nutrient gaps and simplifying my morning routine. Since drinking AG1 daily, I've always felt strong and energized and ready to attack the day. Not only does AG1 deliver my daily dose of vitamins, minerals, pre- and probiotics, and more, it's a powerful, healthy habit that's also powerfully simple. It's 1 scoop mixed in water once a day and every day. I know that AG1 is giving my body high-quality nutrition. Every batch of AG1 goes through a rigorous testing process, so you know that it's safe. And AG1 ingredients are sourced for absorption, potency, and nutrition density. AG1 is a supplement that I trust to provide the support my body needs daily, and that's why I'm excited to welcome them as a new partner. Here is your chance to start every day this season with a gift to yourself. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase exclusively at drinkag1.com/provengrit. That's drinkag1.com/provengrit. Check it out.
what would you have your kid do? Would you tell your kid, finish these 4 pieces of pie over the next 2 days. You need to eat this pie so it doesn't go to waste. No, because you want to load your kid with a bunch of pie. So why would you load yourself with it?
Exactly. So I think tying it to entertainment, like this is an experience, and when the experience is over, the food is over, is a really good way to go about it. Now, you could plan better, and not have 75 pounds of leftovers. And that would be a decent way to do it. I mean, sometimes it's out of your hands, but
and just understand wasting food is such a bigger problem.
Yeah.
It's almost not even an individual problem more than it is like these companies, because just go to the grocery store and look around and realize a lot of it's going to expire and go to waste. And
there's just too much in general.
Like what you threw away at your house is a blip of
peanuts compared to what's about to be thrown away at a store.
Yep, or a restaurant that people don't eat on a global scale. Like it's a huge problem in the way we are just gluttonous in general. And here's the other thing. A lot of what people don't want to hear this, but flour, sugar, so the majority of what goes into, say, a pie isn't much nutrition anyway.
No.
It's hardly, it's so stripped and just extra, and it's super cheap.
Oh yeah, and that's why it's overproduced. It's so cheap to make. Why not make a million pies?
It's hardly like nutrition, And again, you remember, if you're stuffing yourself with excess calories, at some point, in theory, you have to balance that out with eating less. So know yourself. If you're not going to have days of less eating to balance out the super amounts of more, it's going to be extra body fat.
Yeah, there's no way around that. Yeah.
And again, like Will said, man, if you have tons of leftover food, plan better, because all of a sudden, if you seriously try to plan, and now you didn't have to spend an extra $300 on that entire meal, then you can go ahead and donate that $300 to the local food bank.
Yeah.
Right, which is it's gonna be way more valuable. So how valuable is that extra like pie and cheese dip that you're stuffing down after Thanksgiving, on your couch because you're like, I can't waste this.
Yeah, I got to eat this.
When the reality is, it was already wasted to begin with.
Yeah,
it was an overindulgent excess food
with no nutritional
that
value.
No one needed, and you could have spent that money on like the food bank and people who are literally starving.
Yeah, that need real food
and can't afford food. So I mean, we could go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's
Thanksgiving in general is
kind of a shitty holiday.
It's a waste of money, right? Like it's literally, and the holidays in general is those who can do and overindulge in all this food, when most of us are sitting here with plenty of food year round and excess body fat, aka excess stored energy, that we could use too.
Yeah.
And we still keep eating more. And then we feel guilty and stuff ourselves with the more because we don't want to waste the $12 that pie was, when the reality is we could have just been better about planning in the first place and had a lot of extra cash to move to people that
something else
could use it. So, now we're getting real serious.
We're getting real deep.
I feel like I'm...
You're going to start talking about Christmas and why we don't need gifts anymore?
Oh, well, I mean, there we go. I feel I don't want to waste this extra pie, but now we're about to have a holiday full of overindulgence.
Yeah.
So think about that.
Yeah. Chew on it.
Chew on it.
Chew on it.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't throw it away.
Nah, don't.
You chew that. You swallow it.
And
you digest it.
Every bit of it. Whole pie. So yeah, like you can make better choices. Enjoy your day is really what we're saying. Enjoy the holidays. Don't eat all of your kids' Halloween candy. Just kind of mean. Do you remember eating all your candy when you were younger?
Nah.
What candy did you like? Because you were the pickiest person.
So here's the thing. Here's the reality. And this goes to show it's kind of like anything now, where the anticipation is way better.
Yeah.
And
dude, always.
So, like this is what I recall from Halloween is you would get all this candy, eat some, feel sick to your stomach, but be like, I still have all this candy. And
I need to eat it.
The reality is, like 7 months later, I have the big bag of candy still in my closet.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really want it.
Yeah. You know what this makes me think of? She'll probably kill me. Whitney has a picture. If anybody knows my girlfriend, she's very type A. She has a picture, and it's one of my favorite things ever. She was so proud of this long train of candy. It's literally like 30 feet that she organized by color and type. and it was the most.
This was when she was a kid?
Yeah, it was the most type A thing. I think she enjoyed that probably more than the candy, like just organizing it all, and it just made me think of that. It's one of my favorite pictures of all time. That's all. So again, she probably didn't eat that candy. She just wanted to organize it. But yeah, the anticipation too of eating this giant meal on Thanksgiving usually doesn't live up to what we think it's going to be. Not saying it's bad, but like you hype it up like, oh, I'm going to eat 10 plates of food and it's going to be great. And then you have it and you're like, you hate yourself, you know, or you have 2 plates of food and you're done. That's one thing personally, I used to go like real hard on Thanksgiving because of that. Like, oh, I'm going to eat everything. And I find myself nowadays just eating a normal amount of food for the most. I mean, it might be like more than my normal meal, but dude, I'm not eating 4 or 5 plates anymore. Like, I just get a little bit of everything, make sure I get my protein in, and, you know, have a small serving of whatever, you know, is out there. And I'm usually pretty good. But I used to eat like half a pie, you know.
And when it comes to Halloween candy, because I was really picky.
I know. I'm curious
Eater,
what candy did you eat?
I mean, I would eat most candies.
Did you eat boxes of
I always
raisins?
like sour stuff.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
So like the sour stuff.
Sour Patch Kids.
No, like you say, like Raisinets. Yeah, I definitely want to eat that. Let's see. Obviously, like Reese's Cup.
I mean, dude, everybody loves a peanut butter cup.
That
was my go-to.
I wasn't a huge candy person.
That doesn't surprise me. Eating unfrosted Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
No candy.
Mean, I was more like a starch sweet, you know, like I like honey buns and stuff, which you are sweet, but also bunny.
Just come back with like a whole sack full of Hostess treats instead of candy.
I'm trying to think. I didn't like Snicker bars.
Because it had peanuts in it? Yeah.
Just too much unknown.
I like basically everything.
You know what my favorite was? I really liked, my favorite was the Crunch bars.
Oh, yeah, those are good.
And then they had like the cookies and cream Hershey bar.
I hated those. Oh.
But obviously, you'd get little ones of those sometimes, but they were rare. But of the popular ones, M&Ms. Yeah, like
Skittles, man.
M&Ms. I like Skittles.
Skittles were my go-to. Like if I got Skittles, I was happy. I would eat basically everything unless there was coconut in it.
Yeah, definitely no
Just,
Almond Joys.
No, my God. Almond Joys are probably one of the worst candy bars of all time, in my opinion. Someone's going to love them and hate me for saying it, but...
I mean, coconut, that flesh, that coconut flakes is awful.
I hate it. It's like eating candle wax. And I feel alone overall in that because most people are like, you don't like shredded coconut? No! I don't want flakes of wax on my anything. Yeah. It just makes it not good. I don't know. It's a really sore subject. But, yeah. Yeah, Halloween candy, man. Like nowadays, peanut butter cup. I'll eat a peanut butter cup, but I don't really care for it. Like it's almost too sweet. Like you eat some Skittles or something, and you're like, how did I eat a whole bag of these when I was younger?
Yeah. You see the thing where Skittles are all the same flavor?
Just a different color?
They're just different colors in your brain. The reason they taste...
Fruit Loops are like that.
Because your brain thinks that the different
You
colors.
assign different flavors to different colors. Isn't that crazy?
I wonder if Runts are like that.
Nah. Those are guys... Because like the banana is legit. Like strong banana. So those can't be... Yeah. Those have got to be their own different flavors. Chewy Runts, though. Those are probably one of my all-time favorites. You know what I actually like, too? You know those colored Tootsie Rolls? I think everybody hates them. Dude, I love those. Love them. They like a vanilla one.
So you like Tootsie Rolls. Did you have braces?
No.
Yeah, I had braces. So eventually...
Yeah, you got to cut them out.
I had them for a long time. Probably like 2.5 years. I mean, you can't do Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah, you can't. But like, yeah, those flavored ones, they had like the lime and the vanilla. I don't know. Something about them. I know everybody hates on them now, but if I got those, dude, jackpot. Every time.
What are we missing here?
What are we missing?
I think we pulled this up before, but top 10.
Top 10 Halloween candies? Let's find out.
Got Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Snickers, candy corn. I like candy corn.
I like candy corn too.
People hate on it, but
I actually think
I would almost take it near the top.
It's not overly, well, I don't know. There's
You know what's
something
really
about
good?
it.
You know what I really like? Like those
I knew you were gonna say the pumpkins, man.
The pumpkin
Yeah,
candy
those are
bars.
good.
Oh, then I don't. What is candy? Like, what makes? Is it all sugar or is there some kind of fat in there?
There's got to be something else in there.
It's something. Skittles, M&Ms, Kit Kat, Sour Patch Kids. Yeah, I mean these. I like.
I mean, they're classics.
Twix.
Oh, wait.
I get down with all these.
Are you ready for this? Candy corn has sugar, corn syrup, salt. You're not ready for this. Sesame oil,
I knew there had to have been something fat in there.
honey, and confectioner's glaze, and gelatin.
Yeah. Oof. So it's like there's a lot going on to make it.
Yeah.
Why do people hate on it so much?
I don't know. It was
Because if you notice, the most popular ones typically are a mixture of carbs and fats. So like a peanut butter cup.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Fat, protein, carbs. Same
Yep.
thing with like a Snickers. Then you have your like Sour Patch Kids and stuff, which are mostly just sugar. And they're not as popular as the combos. And then you get into, for me, then it starts to become like texture, right? Yeah, like Tootsie Pops has that. It's just not fun to eat for me. And like Nerds, same thing.
I like nerds.
It's
just sugar, though.
Nerds are the equal of like Dippin' Dots. Like I love ice cream, but I hate Dippin' Dots. I just
Dude, Dippin' Dots is all novelty, right? It's just a whole
Hey.
different texture.
down here at the bottom,
What is it?
Almond Joy.
Oh, get out. Get out.
Good and plenty. I don't even know what that is.
Good and plenty. What is in that? I mean, I know it's a thing.
It's licorice wrapped in a hard candy outer shell.
Oh, yeah, they're the little white and purple things, or white and pink.
Licorice. I'll pass on licorice.
Like, man, so I like Twizzlers, but I don't like licorice. Like, I used to actually eat a lot of Twizzlers.
You know what?
as a kid.
I think I got it last year.
Licorice?
No, the Sour Patch Kids,
Oh,
just randomly at the store, and I was like, "These are addicting."
they are. They're good, dude. I like sour stuff. Something about it. Maybe it's like, I don't know. That little bit of pain. It's
Hey,
like
what would-
drinking a soda where like
What
the
would
bubbles.
the ultimate sour meal be?
Meal? Oh.
So you got some sauerkraut on the side for veggie.
Ugh.
For dessert, you got
Sour Patch Kids.
But what's a sour?
A sour like main dish?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like the only thing that comes to mind is like sweet and sour chicken. That's about all I've
That's
got.
really the sauce.
Yeah. Something fermented, right?
It's probably like an Irish dinner.
It
Isn't
probably is.
a brisket. What is it called?
Oh, corned beef brisket.
Corned beef.
Let's see. Citrus fruits. Rhubarb.
Rhubarb pie. I like rhubarb pie.
Gooseberries. I don't know what a gooseberry is.
Nah, man.
Kimchi, sauerkraut. Hey, just a little bit of yogurt as a main meal.
Or, yeah, maybe like you said, like a chicken marinated in just grapefruit or something.
Some like a citrus yogurt type thing. That would probably be the best way to.
Call
I mean,
sour.
you could do like a probably like a Greek chicken to where they use a lot of citrus and like yogurt sauces. That would be probably the best sour you could make, aside from like fermented fish. No.
What's that sauce called? This fermented fish.
I know what you're talking about.
It's got.
It is.
I think it's called fish sauce.
I think it might be. I think it might be fish sauce.
But there's a certain brand.
We call it patis
No, that's
in the
not-
Philippines. I mean, I think they have one for every country. Like Plara.
Nah.
Dude, I'm just telling you names from other places.
There's something I'm thinking of.
I mean, they have fish sauce that you use in cooking, if that's what you're thinking of.
Like Vietnamese.
Viet can't say anything. Vietnamese.
That's a hard word to say, man.
Is it? Are you sure?
But anyways, I like fish sauce on some rice.
Yeah. I think it's a pretty good flavor, but yeah. I know Whitney doesn't like it,
All right.
so we don't eat it.
Hey, now for Halloween only pass out sour candy.
Just sour candy?
And then get known as
The Sour House. I mean, if you're going to do it, lean all in. You just slowly transition to like handing out little yogurts to people. I would do that.
The Sour House. All right, well, hopefully you got some sour candy, some of your favorite candy, which is probably like Reese's. And don't make the next 28 days
Nah.
Halloween.
Be okay with getting rid of stuff. But try to plan and not overbuy things. That's another thing.
Yeah, I think that's the big takeaway I'm taking away.
Yeah. Just in general, the holiday
You know what?
season, don't overindulge.
It's easy to realize who to think we're like, oh, I don't want to waste this, but then you look back at overall actions and realize how wasteful you are anyways.
Yeah, just in general. Like,
So it's like-
it's not like it's a special thing. Like, we just waste a lot of food and things. So,
And there's always more than we need. So
Always.
You can probably do less.
yeah, everybody should do less. That's what you should take away from this. Just do less.
No all or nothing. You can dial it back. Remember, we have a podcast. We'll link to it in the show notes. One of the older ones where we talk about like being a dial and not a light
Yeah.
switch.
Yeah, turning the dimmer down.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Also, there's one, the minimum effective dose.
Yeah, that would be another good one to listen to. So, yeah, just do a little bit. Again, I know everyone's a lot busier during the holiday season, especially as we creep towards Christmas. So, get 2 days in a week, at the gym and be okay with that.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. And don't throw everything out the window.
Plan one meal a day that
Yeah.
you have portioned and prepped ahead of time that's, full of whole unprocessed foods that help you stay on track.
Yeah.
Go from there.
Yep. We can do it. And if you find yourself out and about, we got a podcast on how to eat at Chick-fil-A, how to eat Mexican food, if you do find yourself not at home a lot. So,
All right.
here we go.
Till next time.
See ya. As always, thanks for listening, guys. If you want to learn more, check us out at coastalfitnessva.com or garydeagle.com. We'll see you next time.